Do you guys agree or disagree? Benny Johnson says the Democratic Party is doomed.
Bring
But is it just the Democratic Party? I got a few different things I want to show you guys here. I'm sitting here about to eat my breakfast and drink me a cup of coffee. You know how I like to do. But I'm running through the list here. I'm trying to figure out what is the flavor of the week. Today is Monday, April 14, 2025. And I feel like we should restart. Will the conversation this week be tariffs? Will it be the stock market? Will it be the housing market? Apparently, the Florida housing market is crashing. I don't know if you guys saw that one. I was trying to figure out the direction that we were going to be going this week. And there's definitely going to be some racial tension, obviously, some segregation and some protests. But what I did find is absolutely not what I expected. Definitely not on my 2025 bingo card. And you guys got to see this.
back American. Perhaps it's to bring back American manufacturing, but I really think that's a pipe dream.
Well, feel about the tariffs?
Well, I feel like for years we've been getting ripped off, and why not make it fair? 0-0.
So wait, let me get this straight. For years, we've been called conspiracy theorists about big corporations just slapping the Made in America or Made in France logos on everything. And all of these products were actually made in China. And now, Chinese manufacturers, they are straight up exposing them. Posting videos, receipts, factory floor footage, it's all out there. Turns out that $800 handbag, that luxury artisan cookware, yeah, that all costs $7 to make in China. Your favorite woke corporation, they just slap their logo on it and sell it back to you for 100 times the regular price. And here's the kicker. The same corporations are out here crying about Trump's tariffs, claiming it would ruin business.
Also, you know, the other way I think you can think about it is that we are, perhaps we are in the downfall of the broken way. This was not built to last. Inequity, injustice is not built to last.
We have, as the Colonel indicated, Cody Bomber is in custody. We are preparing a criminal complaint to charge him. This is not a record yet, but the charges will include attempted murder, terrorism, aggravated arson, and aggravated assault against an enumerated person. These are all very serious charges. As with any charges, the defendant is presumed innocent. We will file those charges within the next several hours, and we will include a probable cause affidavit which will detail the basis for this arrest. I can't give you a lot of details because it won't be of record. I can only give you the charges, but the criminal complaint and the affidavit will detail that further this very day.
And apparently this is the guy who firebombed Josh Shapiro's governor's mansion, trying to torch him and his family. J.D. Vance actually put out a statement about this and expressing his happiness, joy that they were unharmed. But this is all part of the story here that is going to play out as we continue on this video. So stay tuned, folks.
It lasts a long time. It could last hundreds of years, but ultimately it crumbles into this, a small cohort of incompetent people that create damage. And from that, something new can spring. And so maybe something is declining right now, but maybe it deserves to decline.
America was found, Make America Great Again to when? They came and massacred the indigenous people, millions and millions of indigenous people.
But by supporting the murder of a healthcare CEO, doesn't that make your side as culpable?
I don't hear them condemning the Proud Boys, who he said stand by, whatever it is. Once they start condemning them, then I will reassess. But until then, no, I'm not reassessing.
About a third of the building has been blown away.
And while America's roots are soaked in bloodshed, violence in the country today is mostly from right-wing extremism. From Oklahoma City to Charlottesville to January 6th. There is simply no equivalent on the left.
And so far, we've seen a lot here. As I'm trying to get my bearings straight here. And honestly, it's kind of weird. I think they're listening to me. Right after I had made that mention earlier, I get an email notification that says what to expect in the week ahead. Tariff policy shifts, TSMC and Netflix earnings, Mag 7 valuation pullback, buyer weight, and more in this week's market newsletter. Which I guess this isn't too surprising, as I myself woke up today thinking, all right, what should we be planning for, expecting, getting ready for in the coming week? And so maybe this is just par for the course. I don't know if this is how you guys look at your start to the week, look at your Monday. I did take a look at Tesla, and Tesla is in the green. We've talked about this in great detail over on Patreon for those who are interested in investing and making money, or better yet, saving money. Another conversation, Medicare, that we have over there, but also make sure you give Chapter a call. Links down below in the description. Reach out, feel free. Get your free Medicare help with over 24,000 plans to choose from. I'm sure Chapter could help you find a way to save money. And actually, I know that to be true. I know that to be 100% true, because they've already helped so many, including a lot of you folks who have been watching, subscribing, calling. And so if you have called Chapter and have already submitted, make sure you drop a comment down below so we can share your story and testimonial with everyone else. Janet Yellen. Now, Janet Yellen is no longer in the picture. However, Rapid Response 47 says, the same politicians who sold American workers out to foreign countries for decades now say an American manufacturing resistance is a pipe dream that isn't even a desirable goal. Number one, President Trump doesn't accept that. Number two, that attitude is how we got here. And number three, well, Rapid Response 47 says they hate you. And I would tend to agree, having said that already in the past in previous videos. If you've been watching for a while, quick show of hands, let everybody know that you have been rocking with me for a minute here, and you appreciate not only the effort and work that I put into produce and collect and compile this information to put into these videos for you, but also my candidness and my honesty and sharing with you and telling you as best as I can tell the truth from what's happening, what's going on. And whether it's Janet Yellen, whether it's AOC, whether it's Jasmine Crockett, whether it's Hakeem Jeffries, whether it's Chuck Schumer, whomever, the Democrats, let me make sure I quote this correctly. Oh yeah, they hate you. And it's not just you, they hate me too. They hate me probably more because I'm out here trying to effectively combat their agenda. I'm part of the group shining flashlights in the dark. How do we get rid of this darkness? Well, we got to shine light on it, right?
No, what ruined business is out here lying to Americans while outsourcing jobs, exploiting labor, and, well, pretending to be premium brand. Now, the Chinese manufacturers, they are cutting the middleman and they are going straight to the source, the American people. Yes, you have to order in bulk, like 100 plus units. But they're offering the transparency in the U.S. that corporations are refusing to give. Here's the truth. Trump's tariffs, they didn't hurt the American consumer. They hurt globalist corporations who are overcharging Americans, all while profiting off of huge profits by cheap labor.
And I think Trump was upfront about it. He said, we're going to hurt some now,
I think some of the countries they're already starting to come around. It's going to be good.
Do you recognize this style, this bag? Of course you do. For the past more than 30 years, we have been the OEM factory for most of the luxury brands around the world. Gucci, Prada, Coach, Louis Vuitton, you name it. But for this, I am not proud because we were only making our wages. The profit margin for the people who are actually making the bags are very low. What I'm really proud of is that first, we have the best quality control. Two, we have the best craftsmanship. You know, Chinese craftsmen are always intelligent and diligent. Three, we have the most complete supply chain. We always get what we want, like zippers, accessories of any kind, any color, and leathers immediately. Now, as the USA and its little European brothers are trying to refuse Chinese goods, don't you think luxury brands are not trying to move their OEM out of China? Yes, they did, but they failed because the OEM factories out of China, they don't have good quality control and they don't have as good craftsmanship. Their workers are either too expensive or too lazy. Three, they don't have any supply chain. They always have trouble getting leather or zippers or any accessories. That is why they failed, and that is why we will always be the best OEM factory for luxury brands. Why don't you just contact us and buy from us? You won't believe the prices we give you.
I really believe that.
And now they're getting exploited by the very factories they exploited themselves.
And not something that is likely to be accomplished. And we could even raise questions about whether or not, in a broad-based way, that's a desirable goal.
So where the fuck were all you social justice warriors when Biden was placing tariffs on all kinds of shit from China? Right here. May 14th, 2024, President Biden takes action to protect American workers and businesses from China's unfair trade practices. All of you cheered that on. You all cheered on Biden raising the tariff rate on electric vehicles from 25% to 100%. You cheered him on raising tariffs from 25% to 50%. You cheered him on putting a tariff on syringes and needles from 0% to 50% and then a hike to 25% on other medical products. You cheered with joy when he upped the tariff from 7.5% to 25% on steel and aluminum. You guys are actually for tariffs. You're just not for it when Trump does it. So when Trump places tariffs, China's trade practices are fair and he's hurting American workers and businesses. But when Biden does it, their trade practices are unfair and he's helping American workers and businesses. You guys are fucking loony. I guess that's why your approval rating is in the fucking toilet.
If you're a small business owner, this is your moment. You can work directly with suppliers, you can build your own brand, and cut all the corporate snakes out of the equation. Just know what you're doing, because not everything is worth buying in bulk. But hey, the opportunity's there, right? Tariffs didn't fail, greed did. And Trump warned us. Now it's all coming to light.
You have faith in Trump?
Yes, I do.
I think he's doing the right thing. In order for us to get back where we need to be, he needs to get the money somewhere, and they're charging us. Why not charge?
You're damn right I got faith in Trump. I got so much faith in Trump. And I got faith that, look at this post here. I'll show you guys a little secret post on Patreon that I put up and says, Lizzo makes not so subtle jab at President Trump's tariff during SNL performance wearing this t-shirt that says terrified. I'm going to reserve any personal judgment here on what that could potentially mean for others reading it with Lizzo wearing it. But instead I went with, how much you want to bet she doesn't even know what a freaking tariff is? She about to find out. She may FAFO find out that her Ozempic's going to go up in price because of Trump tariffs. Then she'll know what a tariff is. But I've got faith in President Trump on so many different levels. We're talking about fair trade. We're talking about free trade. We're talking about saving money. We're talking about making America great again, bringing jobs back home. But we're also talking about the legal limits of the law. We're talking about it, the honor of the U.S. presidency. And we're also talking about some folks that may have to rethink some their futures that maybe they thought that they were shielded and protected from by this corrupt regime that President Trump is working so diligently in dismantling, crumbling this cabal that Tulsi Gabbard spoke about numerous times. And yeah, check this out.
And you know what? They ought to find out who was using that auto pen, because whoever that person was, he or she was like the president of the United States. And I'm against auto pens. I think auto pens are not a good thing, especially when you're talking about documents like we're signing today. If he can't sign, then he can't be president. It's pretty simple. Let's see whether or not he could sign. But I think that should be tested. I really think that should be tested. It's another one. And you may think about it, because how can a man that, did he really know that when they gave all false information on the council, I mean, the whole unselect committee of political lunatics, they destroyed all the information. You can't get any information. They went for like a year and a half, almost 2 years, screaming and ranting and raving. Democrats plus two worse than Democrats.
Recently, we released an investigation that discovered that the Biden White House made prolific use of an auto pen device to sign pardons and other presidential documents. Given President Biden's lack of mental capacity and proof that he himself was not signing the documents, President Trump has declared those pardons to be null and void. Now, this applies to the last-minute pardons of the January 6th committee. And Senator Schiff has stepped out, but this would apply to his pardon as well.
So you know Schiff is, pencil neck, Shifty Schiff is shaking in his boots right now. And Lives a TikTok says, holy smokes, Trump says the pardons that Joe Biden gave are void because they were done by auto pen. The pardons in this post here that President Trump posted, he put up, he says, this is on Truth Social. And this is actually from my birthday, March 17th, St. Patty's Day. And he said the pardons that Sleepy Joe Biden gave to the unselect committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect because of the fact that they were done by auto pen. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Biden, and he knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime. Therefore, those on the unselect committee who destroyed and deleted all evidence obtained during their 2-year witch hunt of me and many other innocent people should fully understand that they are subject to investigation at the highest level. The fact is, they were probably responsible for the documents that were signed on their behalf without the knowledge or consent of the worst president in the history of our country, Crooked Joe Biden. And so it's not just going to be Adam Schiff shaking in his boots. Liz Cheney as well. Liz Cheney, your days are numbered. You should have known. I can only imagine what they're going to try to do in the interim. Nothing will surprise me, really. But C3 says, as Liz Cheney bashes Trump on tariffs and Miles Taylor, here's evidence that she broke the law. 18 U.S. Code 1512, tampering with a witness, victim, or an informant, up to 20 years imprisonment. And President of the United States Trump deemed Liz Cheney's pardon null and void due to Joe Biden's auto pen. Oops, oopsie. You thought you guys were going to get away with another one, right? You thought you guys were going to get away with more of your crimes. No, not going to happen. Not going to happen. We're going to put an end to it. We're going to put a stop to it. And
one of the biggest scam fraud holes we've uncovered, which is really crazy, is that the government can give money to a so-called nonprofit with very few controls, and then there's no auditing subsequently of that nonprofit. So there's no. So this is with the 1.9 billion to Stacey Abrams, they then give themselves extremely lavish, like insane salaries, expense everything to the nonprofit, buy jets and homes and all sorts of things.
Live like kings and queens.
Yes,
on the taxpayer dime.
Correct.
You mentioned,
and this is happening at scale. It's not just one or two. We're seeing this everywhere.
Now, this is all wild and crazy, as I told you guys it would be at the beginning, that you weren't going to believe what I had to show you, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe you guys do believe it. I don't know. This one here, blown away. Anybody watching from Texas? Dom Lucre says, breaking. The dedication ceremony for the 90-foot tall Hindu god Hanuman in Sugar Land, Texas, has resurfaced on the X and is going viral after Americans learned that it is the tallest statue in Texas and the fourth tallest in the U.S. There is also an ad for Indian immigration at the end, which caused some concern for viewers as well. A lot of concern here. Really concerning was that hit piece at the beginning with CNN talking about all this rage coming from the right. CNN says violence in the country today is mostly from right-wing extremism, and there is simply no equivalent on the left. Simply no equivalent on the left. This blatant propaganda is aired smack in the middle of a wave of left-wing terror and violence, most of which Democrat politicians refuse to condemn. While at the same time, we just saw Elon Musk there, who, if you want to connect and tie someone to left-wing extremism, Elon Musk would definitely fall into that category as of late. But I digress. We're going to end on a high note. Can't get much higher than outer space, right? I did not know that this was happening. Didn't see this one coming. This one was off the radar until today, which it actually occurred and I think was successful. Live updates. Blue Origin completes space trip featuring an all-female crew. Yeah. So that happened.
And I have so much gratitude that we're able to do this. It's not about going to space. It's about what we bring back.
My 92-year-old grandfather is making the journey to see the flight.
I'm going to be very emotional this weekend.
This journey really is about healing. It's just that my healing takes me to the stars.
It's never too late to fulfill your dreams.
All of them said, I think you should do it. All of them, much to my surprise, including Oprah. It's a big journey. It's huge.
Thank you so much.
We love you.
We love you.
Bring us back safe.
We're so grateful.
We're counting on you.
We're counting on you.
We believe in you too.
Thank you for helping us heal. 3, 2, 1.
Take it up space! Where's Carrie Ann?
Okay, good. See if she likes it.
Going to space.
Well, they're comfortable. Okay, that's for sure.
Okay, I'm going to show you the capsule that we have been training in for the last few days. Here I am. Seat number 2. This is my call name, Feather. Here on the New Shepherd. I think I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna sing a little bit. I gotta sing in space. And these are all of my astronaut girly friends. We are the Taken Up Space crew. And of course, that saying has had a different meaning to it, but I think it's now the first time ever that it's a double entendre. I do believe this. I'm not going to say I can't believe I'm here. I do believe this because I think that believing your dreams and saying that is actually how you make your dreams come true.
No, I didn't know Katy Perry had a dream of becoming an astronaut, or better yet, as she puts it, putting the ass in astronaut. But I am not entirely sure what the purpose of this mission was, and it doesn't seem like they did a lot of training for it. But fortunately, unfortunately, all 6 astronauts have exited the capsule, I'm assuming safely.
Engine thrust, vector control built-in test in work. Vehicle is now on internal power.
So in a moment here, we'll see those
what they call the bit checks, the built-in test checks. As you mentioned, Kristen, inside the capsule, as you said, this is like a bridled beast. This thing wants to take off.
Switch to onboard helium.
Here we go. Good luck and Godspeed, ladies. We're cheering you on from
Let's
planet
launch
Earth.
this
Thrust
rocket.
termination system is armed. T-minus 22 seconds and counting.
Code is internal.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, command engine start, 2, 1, ignition. Liftoff. New Shepard has cleared the tower. Flight. 6,000 feet climbing. Begin throttle down for Q limiting. Engine response looks good. Max Q, maximum dynamic pressure. Mach 1, vehicle is supersonic. Engine back up to full throttle.
Supersonic, we have passed through max Q, maximum dynamic pressure. That's when the stresses between the atmosphere and the speed are at the maximum. So to punch through that is so important. You see the BE3 engines is firing beautifully. You see the stream of steam behind it. Those ladies right now are having an incredible view on their way to space. Passing through 80,000 feet, 1,300 miles per hour. You're going to peak at about 2,300 miles an hour over Mach 3, 3 times the speed of sound. Shortly coming up, we'll have MECO, main engine cutoff. We will turn off the engine, but the two craft, the capsule and the booster, will continue their ascent to space.
Stand by, MECO.
And
there you saw the main engine is turned off. We're now going to separate the capsule from the booster, and at that point, Kristen, that's when all 6 astronauts are going to start to feel the weightlessness, and shortly thereafter, we're going to let them unbuckle.
And that right there is the most critical milestone of this whole ascent. Oprah watching her best friend go to space.
And the two craft is separated. 328,000 feet, 100 kilometers. Welcome to space, ladies, or shall I say, astronauts.
They were able to reach outer space and get into orbit and return home. So that's a plus. I'm happy about that. Now we can see here Jeff Bezos sent his penis-shaped rocket into outer space, and these women, these astronauts, are riding at the tip, just the tip, in this capsule that will soon return back to Earth's surface. Now, I do want you guys to pay close attention to this as they emerge. And you let me know your thoughts. Let me know, obviously we got a lot of celebrity names watching, present, not just included in the crew, but obviously. Anyway, I'll reserve. But just let me know what you guys think about the whole situation and the whole production and the camera crew and the angles. And let me know if you notice one key element as they emerge from the capsule. I'm just kind of curious if anyone else picked up on what I noticed.
And remember, this is something that had never been done before until just a few years ago. Truly the stuff of science fiction that you're about to watch in just seconds.
Drag brakes. And booster touchdown, welcome home, New Shepard.
Picture perfect landing right there.
Picture perfect landing.
Right on target.
You see that dust kind of creates this dramatic cloud that reveals the beautiful rocket that has just taken these ladies up to space and back.
And I love the echo across the mountains. Is that what I was hearing there?
That's what you were hearing. You heard the sonic boom, then you heard the engine relight, and all of that reverberates in this big, beautiful valley in West Texas. And then next will be the main parachutes that get pulled out.
Hear that screaming inside the capsule?
And all three parachutes reefing, and they will slowly inflate, slowing the capsule to a nice, smooth 10, 15 miles an hour. They are cruising back home.
3 good parachutes.
And I tell you, Kristen, from having gone through all of the simulations, I have gone through all of the training. They put you in the capsule that simulates all of this, including the sounds, and when you hear the motors of the parachutes pop out, that is the best moment in flight.
Because I know Blue Origin does everything they can to make this as safe as possible, and y'all have an impeccable safety record, but it still has to feel really good when you know that you're coming back to Earth with those parachutes fully deployed.
And we can see the capsule just over our shoulder here, going to be landing north and east of the launch pad, coming down softly and beautifully. 500 feet.
And you will see a puff of smoke when it touches down. A puff of dust.
Actually, yes.
That's normal.
A puff of dust, last milliseconds. Air cushion that will kick up the dust. It's a very soft landing despite the sporty perception. There it is.
Touchdown. Congratulations and welcome back to Earth. Do status check. Double shot.
Kristen, just some incredible images there. The capsule.
Copy. Welcome back. Feather.
Nice. Let's wait for just a moment here. Make sure they're doing health checks in.
Beautiful. Dragon.
Yes, and as you heard it there, everybody seemed to be just as ecstatic to be back here, back on Earth. Everybody appears to be fine. beautiful shot there of the capsule down in the desert. As we were just saying, it looks like a tough landing,
Right.
but it is an air cushion in the last milliseconds that just makes it even softer. I will also note the parachutes landed very close to the capsule. That's just an indication that there's not very much wind out here today. A beautiful day for a launch and landing. A beautiful day to add 6 more names to the roster of astronauts that have been over the Kármán line into space. Carissa Thompson, what's the view from your road to recovery in the truck? Here goes Jeff Bezos to open the hatch.
She didn't really close it again. Come on out, guys. Let's see your babies.
Where are my babies?
They're over here. Go see them.
Where? Oh, we have to go
Right
there.
there.
Okay.
Katy! Woo!
Thank you. Thank you. I just have to have a moment with the ground. Let me just appreciate the ground for just a second. Thank you, Jesus. Oh my God. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
I'm so proud. So proud of you.
Oh, way to go.
Amazing. I'm so proud of you. I'm right around the bushes here.
Come on.
I have no, it's not working. So someone just tell me when we're on. Does anyone have our F?
All right, and you just saw it there. All 6 astronauts coming out, all ecstatic. Katy Perry and Gayle King both kissing the earth. Very happy to be back down here, but clearly ecstatic. I don't know about you, Kristen, but my favorite was Lauren coming out and saying, "Where are my babies?"
Oh. And I also loved Katy Perry holding a daisy, I believe, and holding the daisy up to the sky after her daughter Daisy. Sweet moment.
With that, let's turn it over to Carissa Thompson standing by outside the capsule.
I don't really have words for it.
Oh my God, Lauren, I want to cry just seeing you.
I'm so proud of this crew. Like, I mean, Gayle, you know, we were just talking in the capsule, doesn't even have ear piercings. She's so afraid to do anything. And she got in that capsule, and I think, like, it profoundly changed her. I mean, for me, I can't put it into words, but, like, I looked out the window, and we got to see the moon.
And it was pink. Was it pink?
Full moon. It wasn't pink, but it was almost full. And Earth looked so, it was so quiet. It was just quiet. And
is it what you expected?
No.
Better.
Yeah. I don't think you can describe it. Because, you know what I was saying? It was like quiet, but then also really alive. And you look at it and you're like, we're all in this together. Like, that's all I could think about is like, we're so connected, more connected than you realize, because you just see right here, you see like, you know, states and all these things that like divide us, but we're not. And
what is your emotion? What makes you emotional?
Joy. Complete and utter joy and gratefulness. Like, it makes me want to come back and just hug everyone and be like, oh my God, we're in this together. Like, that's what this is. And
Jeff had told you that it will change you more than you know. And I know you're only a few minutes removed from the capsule, but I can tell so already.
Emotional.
Yeah.
To be this I did. I'm like, I don't cry that often. So I didn't expect to be this emotional, but it's also all the love that was in that capsule, and all the heart and the feelings and all the things, and like seeing Jeff before I left, I just went, you know, I had to come back. I mean, we're getting married. If I didn't come back, that would be a bummer for me.
Only you, by the way, would say this to me. You said, Jeff, if you don't want to marry me, you don't have to send me to space.
Don't have to send me to space.
What an incredible experience for you. But the fact that when you're in there, we got to hear some of your audio, but give us some of those moments when you guys, just from the second you took off to the second you landed, describe, if you can, for us what we didn't get to hear.
It was a feeling of joy and like and camaraderie. It was a feeling of gratefulness. It was a feeling that we're doing this. And you know Alan Shepard, I told you about this, did this same exact flight, and he became the first American in space, and 6 women just did the same flight that he did it.
Oh, I just want to keep hugging you.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And I hope that more people get to see this, because I feel, I don't even know how much it's going to change me. And I want to thank the Blue team. I mean,
this seems like it could be a lot of different things. I don't want to piss people off at the end of the video, but I don't know. I don't know what the purpose of this was. And I'm not going to speculate out loud. Not yet. I'll wait. Read your comments and see how you guys. I'll read your comments, and then the comments that I read that align with my thought process, I'll share those with you guys later. And I do see this, though, as the future of a business venture money-making opportunity, and also an opportunity for people to prove, like, hey, you know, you can go to outer space, and you know the Earth's not flat, and better yet, how much money is Jeff Bezos going to make off of this?
It was an honor to fly you to space. And if you would like to follow in the pioneering footsteps of these astronauts and purchase a seat to space, visit BlueOrigin.com and click Fly to Space. Your own journey to visit the Kármán line is much closer than you think.
You would think that how much money he made with Amazon and becoming a multi-billionaire would be impressive, but I don't think we've really seen anything yet. So the question would be, would you do it? And how much would you pay to be shot off into a rocket and sent into outer space? Let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment down below. If you like the video, like the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Even if you have subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed, because you know YouTube likes to do their thing. Give Chapter a call. Get your free Medicare help today, right now. Call them for free, 270-467-2426, 270-467-2426. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video.
Look at them. I mean, they work so hard to make sure this vehicle gets up and safe. And
I'm so proud of you.